YouTube, what's going on? Ambassador Plays back in the building. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Not just well, but swell. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Look, it's good to be back. And honestly, today, we are evaluating abandoning morals using cheesy characters for the sake of fun. I mean, this is something that we run into all the time, and so I figured I'd give it a try here. This is not my forte, it's not what I like to do, but hey, why not? Because sometimes it feels as though if you can't beat them, join them. I've been having a lot of fun on this game, and apparently in the next gameplay, the next video you guys are gonna see after this one, I think they actually finally punished rage quitting. I know, right? It sounds unbelievable. I haven't really done too much research, but somebody said in one of my most recent shorts or TikToks that they finally punished rage quitting. And that could not make me more happy, man, because so often people will actually come into the game with the pure, full, and intention to be as cheesy as possible. A Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta or a UI Goku. And if you actually start to beat them, they will quit on you. They will quit on you. How backwards, right? You came in here to ruin my fun, to break my focus, to just make sure that all around I have a miserable time at the expense of, or you want to have fun at the expense of my sanity. So you're using these characters that are so hard to fight, really hard to beat, and because I'm good enough to actually fight you sometimes, then you want to quit. Oh man, we got 3 super counters here. That's actually really good. We were playing good. That's a good perception by that guy. But yeah, man, and then we quit. And it's one thing if people quit, okay? They're just quitters in the world, fine. But if you quit, there needs to be a consequence. First of all, I should not have had to waste my entire time just to get nothing because you quit. If I was winning the fight when you quit, I should get my points. Also, when you quit, I think you should lose points. Not a crazy amount of points, right? Because we have to remember, Sparking Zero has no real way to differentiate whether we quit or we truly disconnected, our PlayStation unplugged, or our internet turned off, right? And so if you lost a ton of points every time that happened, that would be unfortunate. Although I will say the game's connectivity is pretty solid. I have never personally had the game just disconnect out of nowhere, right? But there definitely needs to be some kind of timeout or something, right? And I don't know exactly what the patch is, but I've heard it's real. I've heard it's real and people aren't quitting as much, so I cannot wait to get you guys that next video. It should drop tomorrow. But yeah, man, just playing in this gameplay, can I be honest? Can I keep it a buck? Can I keep it a stack? There's a small part of me that does have fun. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you might be able to hear the smile on my voice right now. Why is it fun? Well, because I know, number one, the other person's probably not having fun. And maybe that's a toxic part of me, but that's a little bit fun. Knowing that somebody else is not having fun and you are having fun, right? So maybe that's the appeal, one of the appeals behind it. 2, I know that I am substantially stronger than my opponent. I know that we both can do the same combo, and at the end of the day, mine is probably going to do 1,000 to 2,000 more damage than the other character. Why? Because I'm nearest and God of destruction. 3, why am I having fun? I know that if I ever start losing, I can just rely on a crutch of instant spark. It only takes 3 skill points for some strange reason, and then I can spam Ki Blast because the character that I'm using, when he holds his Ki Blast and lets it go, it's the unblockable one. And if you time those correctly, back to back to back, person can't do anything. And I know that I can do unblockable ultimate attack. And so I think those things in the back of my head allows me to have fun purely because I know that if I play decent, I have an 85% chance of beating my opponent. Most of my opponents. I'll go as far as to say I have an 85% chance to beat most of my opponents, in all honesty. So, nice 2 super counters right there. Another one. Yo, we were playing. And see, that's the thing. What do you do when you fight somebody who's using a cheese character and is actually good at the game? I just stopped and healed right there. Now, you guys are going to have to forgive me because, look, some people are upset when they see the little Bandai Namco thing at the top left. Look, the game is going to give itself props and shout out whenever. And also, you got to realize not every YouTuber got what other YouTubers have, right? So some videos are going to have this because when I record or capture gameplay off of my PlayStation, I do not have a capture card. So I have to get it from my PlayStation, upload it to YouTube, download it to my laptop, edit it, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope it doesn't bother you too much, because I've seen some people straight up crying and fussing because that's there. I understand it can be annoying because you can't see my health, but you know, everything we have is everything we need, and in the future we will get the necessary equipment to make sure that this is not a problem. But as of right now, it's there. So I say all that to say, deal with it, please, and like and subscribe, please. Anyways, no, so fighting, understanding that I have all of those crutches, there is an appeal to that. There's a genuine appeal to that. There is. And in this video called Evaluating Abandoning Morals, because that's what it is. Look, that's not morally courageous. That's not morally right or morally plausible, nor is it morally acceptable to understand. But yeah, like, understanding that you have those crutches, it's not morally acceptable because you know that you have the advantage against the other person, and you know most likely it's at the expense of their fun. Like, you don't both get to have fun unless both of you guys are using OD characters, which I guess in a sense, 3 in a row, nice, and we're really getting those down pat. Which in a sense, I guess, is what would happen, because it seems like most people, especially in the higher ranges, are using overpowered characters. So yeah, I mean, would I do it again? Yes and no. I would do it again if I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired, because I'm gonna be honest, I've been there. I have tried to use Adult Gohan, which is a very good character, by the way. Super Saiyan version. I have tried to use Future Trunks. I have tried to use Metal Cooler. I have tried to use Vegeta. I have tried to use Vegeta Super Saiyan 4. All of which are characters that I really do enjoy, and I had I don't want to say connection because that sounds weird, but a connection with watching Dragon Ball Z. You know, I've been watching Dragon Ball Z ever since I was a youth. Look at my boy, right? And so I've been watching Dragon Ball Z, and I want to use my favorite characters while trying to play at a high level. But the simple fact that I'm going up against people whose damage input is far higher than mine. So like I talked about earlier, they do the same combo I do, except they do 1,000 to 2,000 damage more. And guys, if you don't know, 10,000 damage equates to about 1 health bar. So those 1,000 to 2,000 damage discrepancies, they actually end up adding up over time. So yeah, it's just not the funnest thing when you are at a disadvantage every single time, and essentially you make it to the point where you have to play dang near flawless, because the moment you mess up, the moment you're not hitting your super counters, UI Goku's gonna smash on you. Pause. UI Goku's gonna charge up, and he's gonna do his little special move that's an instant transmission, and also does what, like something crazy like 12,000 damage for a regular super. Nah, get out of here, man. Get out of here. So would I do it again? Yes and no. I really would prefer not to, but I don't think you can blame me if I did, you know, because most people are not like this guy we're fighting against and using mid-version Goku, which is a great character, great character. But yeah, let's look at this gameplay for a second, because if I'm not mistaken, this guy was actually pretty darn good. It's either this guy was good or he was cheats. So we're about to find out right now. Hey, and that's a real thing. That's a real thing. Drop in the comments. Let me know your experience with playing a garbage C rank. Those, I feel like, are clear indicators that they got to that rank just by cheesing and rage quitting before it became punishable, right? So every time they were about to lose, or most of the time they were about to lose, they just closed that because they had no fear of any repercussions at all whatsoever. And then they used the most overpowered characters they could find. I've definitely, so I'll tell you guys real quick. I super counter into the Vanish Wars. How do you guys feel about these Vanish Wars, man? When the game first came out, I was all for it. I was super hyped over it. But now I'm like, I'm just ready to get it over. But anyways, a few weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I played this game on my brother's account. I was smurfing, starting back over. And from D rank and C rank, I lost like one game. Like all of D and all of C, I lost like one game. But once I got to B rank, actually that's not true. All of D and then like half of C, I lost like one game. I played this one C rank that was actually good, like mechanic wise. He was throwing hands, and this is the cheese I was talking about. This is why it can be fun, because you know you can rely on this crutch. I threw that key blast that was unblockable, or that like kind of gets you stuck if you're blocking. Then I do a huge circumference unblockable ultimate attack and just watch his health completely disintegrate. That's unacceptable. 21,000 damage. 21,000 damage. And so I guess that's the appeal, man. I guess that's the appeal. But anyways, back to what I was saying. From D rank, D5 all the way down to D1 and C4, C5 all the way down to like C2. Then I ran into this guy who was a C2, but his mechanics were good. Like mechanic-wise, he could fight. Skill-wise, he could fight. Battle knowledge-wise, he could fight. He was reading my moves and so on and so forth. And so I lost him a couple times. And then the third time, I beat him. And then it was just appalling to me. And that's when I realized, yo, I kind of knew at first already, but that's when I 100%, with all certainty, I came to the conclusion that rank doesn't mean anything. It doesn't. It just means you play the game a lot. Not all Z ranks are created equal. Yo, some Z ranks are straight buns, doodle water, diarrhea in the toilet, and it's clogged. You see what I'm saying? They stink, bro. They're not good. Now, I'm not saying that to this guy. Shout out to this guy for the good matches, because he was actually a good player. But my point is, I think we've all experienced those Z rankers that, you know, we're getting to beating the brakes off them. They're not super countering. All they know how to do is spam perception and do the most basic combos over and over and over again with an OP character. But it's just a shame, man. I genuinely think that most of the problems with this community, outside of the things the game should have patched and fixed before they released it, because this game might have been rushed, but that's a conversation for a different day. Most of the problems, they lie with the player base, man. They are because of the player base, and people just refuse to play Dragon Ball Z for what I believe it was meant to be played. To reenact some of your favorite battles from the show and do what-if battles that you never got to see in the show and ultimately have fun. You're not supposed to sell out and do everything in your power to win. You know, you're supposed to try to win. You're supposed to be competitive. But where's the line? You know what I mean? Should I use the most broken character in the game every single time when I'm on ranked and I don't know if the person I'm matching up against is a veteran, if they just got the game, maybe they think they're pretty good and they're trying to hop on ranked for the first time. Then they run into you. They run into no good, cheesing you, right? Hey, y'all can let me know whether y'all agree or disagree, but I refuse to believe that's what the creators and the developers of this game intended for the outcome to be. I think it was more so like a party game. You might hear this a lot. Two bros sitting on the couch, going back and forth on this Dragon Ball Sparkle Zero or Budokai Tenkaichi 4, as you may know, having a blast. Hey, bro, you use Cooler and I'm gonna use Frieza, a battle that we never got to see. Okay, bet. Hey, bro, you use like the beginning mode of Goku before he could go Super Saiyan, and I'll use Bardock, and let's fight it out. A battle we never got to see. Oh, okay, bro, bet, that's fire. And then you're laughing, you're having fun. You know, you're like, oh, such a close game. Or the other one gets blown out. But that is fun, man. And then let's talk about how you never see beam clashes on ranked. I say chat. I'm so used to live stream. Guys, let me pull up my game right now. Let me pull up my game right now while I'm doing this voiceover and let you guys know how many hours I have on this game. Let's see. Let's go here, here. And it's ridiculous. I have a lot of time played. Hey, stay with me now. Stay with me. Guys, I have 150 hours of Sparkling Zero played, and the game has been out a month and a half, possibly. 150 hours. When I tell you I have not had not one, beam clash on ranked mode in Sparkling Zero. Not one. Do you guys anybody who's watched Dragon Ball Z knows that beam clashes are an essential part of Dragon Ball, man. They just are. You got the Cell, Team Gohan versus Cell. You got Vegeta versus Goku in the beginning of Dragon Ball Z when Vegeta still had the Scouter and Goku went Kaioken. You know, like what's it called? Key clashes, like the Key Blast clashes. That is Dragon Ball Z all day, man. And so it's criminal that you never get to experience that playing rank. Why? Because people don't care about that. People only want to do whatever it takes to win by any means necessary, no matter how toxic it is. And that's just my experience at the end of the day, man. Honest, and it's a shame to me. It is a shame to me that we got the last round on that guy. We beat him the first time, he beat us the second time, we beat him the third time. We're gonna move on to the next one. But yeah, man, it's just, why? You know, why people gotta do that? Why do people have to do that? Why can't they just play and have fun with actual morals, you know what I mean? More consistently. It's a shame to me. It's a shame to me. It's a shame to me, man.
If I have to do this, I'm going to enjoy myself. Our training resumed. You look like a god of destruction. Who are you? That's me. No
He said, "You look like a god of destruction. Who are you?" How y'all feel about mirror matches? I like them. I like them. I think it's a good chance to see, okay, like who's better. I think that the online mode is pretty good in the layout. I'm so glad it's not just one round. I mean, it can be, right? You have the people who never honor rematches. But for the most part, if you play how it's intended to, you rematch, and whoever wins the most games out of 3 moves on. I think that the first round is really important for evaluating your opponent's habits and their flaws. So you might win, you might lose, but you're going to learn something for sure. Now remember what I said just now. Remember that. You might win, you might lose, but you're going to learn something for sure. Use that first round to study your opponent, right? A lot of people's bad habits, it's really hard to change them on the fly. So their bad habits are going to be the weak spots in the opening in their game, and it's going to allow you to get the upper edge, the upper hand on them. And in those next 2 matches, man, you figure out how to counter it, and you get in your bag. And so in a setup like that, usually the best player wins, and I appreciate that. As you can see right here, I just absolutely cheesed the guy with my ultimate, and I have 2.5 sparkling bars left. And of course, I know what he wants to do. I think he should have done his ultimate right there. He didn't, and I think that cost him, man, because I got into my bag, I started combo womboing, and from there it was really over. From there it was over. He should have done his ultimate when he had a chance. Oh, I missed. Wow. He knocks me up there, super counter again, and I kicked him across the jaw. Just finished him with a little charge blast at the very end. Yeah, it's Sparking Zero, man. This has been evaluating abandoning morals. And Sparking Zero, man, for the sake of fun. And what I will say is, I do see the appeal behind it. I don't respect it. It's not commendable. And for you to do something like this and then go around and brag about how high ranked you are, you're a joke, buddy. You're a joke. You know, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Let's try to hit 1,000 subscribers before January. God bless. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.